Hey Scorpio, how you doing? So this is your December after November. So this is the moment after tarot deck. So we're going to see where you've been coming from. Okay, so the moment after. So we're going to do this spread, and then we're going to see what it's mirrored like into December. So it's kind of like retrograde kind of stuff, but so this can be vice versa, you, them, sun, moon, rising. So hopefully don't get lost through this, but we'll see what we can see. Okay, so the moment after for Scorpio. Moment after. What can you tell me about Scorpio? The moment after. The moment after. The moment after. Wow. So, some of you could have been blind to the truth. Some of you, Scorpio, may have been completely blind to the truth. Like the truth may not have been revealed to you, even though you were seeking it. You know, this is also part of, you see, the bird represents freedom, so, and the sword represents freedom, okay, but the bird also represents like travel, but it also represents receiving knowledge, you know, from communication. It's like a communication, like the bird comes back, but the bird is completely blind. So some of you have been searching, also searching yourself for the answers to yourself, or trying to find yourself. This is also a purgatory card. You've been trying to find the answers to yourself, or someone's trying to be, someone could have been, I wouldn't say spying, because like the bird is kind of like blind, so it's kind of like the blind leading the blind, because there's a hand that comes out of the cloud which you can't see the person, but the bird is also perched on, is it a hand? Yeah, it's perched on a hand that is also blind. So it's kind of purgatory, like the truth's not being spoken. Someone's not seeking the truth that they want, or you want the truth and it's not coming in, you know. Because then we also have the Three of Wands, you know, the Three of Wands, which is like the bird. The bird has literally flown off in order to seek truth. To seek the truth, and it could have been about an Aquarius, because we have the star card. So an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, could have been seeking the truth. So there's two ways. A Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Rising has now found freedom from themselves, and they've now found the truth that they need, because they're now set free themselves, and that they've found a new way. Oh, there's a song there somewhere. Find a new way. There's a song coming somewhere. Also, well, I don't know what I was picking up now. So that's one kind of story. Or an air sign has been completely blind, trying to find out the truth about an Aquarius. About an Aquarius. Sorry, but there's quite a few messages that are coming in that I'm trying to translate. Because the star represents wish fulfillment. So this is not a bad card, because this is karma that is literally stripped back now. It kind of means that you, yourself, Scorpio, or someone has realised that there is no more karma left in order to, like there's no, like a relationship or something, there's nothing left. It's just kind of dead in the water. It's dead in the water, there's nothing left. All the emotions have been tapped out. The person that's been receiving so much, like, because there's also a bird that's in the background that's gone free. So it means that you feel free. Someone feels free. It means that there are no karmic attachments left. There's nothing left in order to seek the truth for, because the truth has already been spoken, because the three represents complete freedom. Complete freedom. So from the Akashic record, some of you could have been tapping into your higher mind. The higher mind, the bird represents freedom, and it drops through the crown chakra. Okay, and it means that you're listening to you're not listening to your ego, because the bird represents freedom, and you're listening to yourself now. You're becoming aware. So this can go two different ways with people, sun, moon or risings or whatever. But someone's become more aware because of maybe Aquarius guiding you, or you have great guidance yourself, or an Aquarius has been guiding, because there's birds, birds, birds. This one represents guiding. There is no star sign that represents this, but they can have a fiery nature, or they can have fire in their chart. Sagittarius, Aries or Leo, but anybody that can represent that kind of fire and passion and access to the Akashic records that that I kind of just went over. So there's those stories. You have the Six of Cups. It could have been to do with a soulmate experience. This doesn't mean all laughter and joy. Don't always mean that. It just means a soulmate experience, and one of them was extremely karmic. The other one that you may have found represents complete freedom. So you may have found out that you have now moved on from an old soulmate karmic experience, and you're now experiencing a brand new, really nice connection with someone else that represents complete freedom. Two different stories. So it depends on the placements of the chart. I'm not the kind of person that just deals with the star sign. I try to accommodate everybody, So let's see, anything else about the moment after that wants to come out. So we've got the Page of Wands, anything else? So someone's definitely walked away. There's like a mistress in the background. Kind of like, what? Where are you going? Yeah, I'm off, bruv. It's kind of like, what do I see in this card? It's kind of like, man, I'm going off on a new journey. You're it's like a damsel in distress, It's kind of like, see me turn, baby. I'm off. Someone is standing there a bit like a dummy. It's not moving in the picture to me. And there's birds that are flying around there, but there's 3 birds, I've just noticed. 3 birds. So a mistress, male or female, could have 2 or 3 other options. Is there 3 birds there? It's kind of two larger ones and a very small one in the distance. I don't know if that's a mark on the card, but too many options, I would say. And I don't mean large birds as I mean large people. I just mean, they are more prominent in the picture than the other one that's in the distance. So one of them could have left and is in the distance, and there could be 2 other options that someone still has left. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what they're saying. Because we have 1, 2, 1, 2, and 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 represents someone being left out in the cold. 5 represents the 5 of Pentacles, if we look at that, and that is pretty much leaving someone out in the cold. You or them, or the karma has been revealed, and the woman is like bathing and could be cold. I don't know, we'll see what I see. Sometimes I go into visions with these cards, it's strange. Someone has been extremely deceptive. Okay, let's pull one more card. Definitely wanted to come out. The overall energy is karma and union. So karma, 7 of Cups. So we'll go into this, but also below that, that's the overall energy. Okay, and that is like union. So there's 2 stories where you are now. You have found someone else and your true soulmate, true twin flame, and you are literally uniting with that person. And this can also mean on the negative side that someone was in a 3-party relationship and the karma has now been revealed. You've noticed a lot about yourself and you've moved on and met someone else. And then there's another side where someone hasn't, and that's what's caused this, and the karma has still been dealt, but someone else could be trapped still within a decision of a 3-party triangle. Okay, so let's see what else we've got, because, wow, these cards are so new. Because we've got self-deceit, someone is like literally set a trap for themselves, and that's what you do, it's like the blind leading the blind, karma comes back around and you set a trap, but you walk into it again yourself. Stupidity. But it is karma, still overall. Karma, karma, you know. And this card is looking back. It's not looking where it's going. And this card, which is a 7, is walking towards an emperor. He's looking now at an emperor that could have Capricorn in their chart, could have Aries and Capricorn. This represents well, this is representing my situation. Okay, this represents Aries, okay, and this is a lamb that can represent Capricorn, which is sometimes the goat. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're a goat Capricorn if you're cross-watching, it just means that that's what it kind of means to me. So it means, so let's have a look at a deeper spectrum, that someone, because of deception and someone being deceiving to you, someone's been deceiving you, you are now looking away at it, right? And you're not walking into a trap because of self-deceit, because this just means as a picture, as self-deceiving, you self-deceive yourself to find your self-worth and value, okay? So you don't find the trap on this side of the story, and you are now looking in the direction of a true emperor. A true emperor that could have Aries in their chart, or someone that holds a higher power. It's very open, you know, very wise, influential, not a fool, okay? That is a leader within his own right. It's the counterpart to the Empress. But because I see two in pigments of the goats, is it? Or the ram? The ram, that does represent also Capricorn, right? Aries and Capricorn are somewhere in the mix of the chart, okay? So because of that mix within what's happened deviously, could be the third person that they've been kind of seeing of a third wheel could have that in their chart. That's the bad side, okay? So the person that they've been deceiving and has been deceiving them has had Aries and Capricorn in their chart, okay? On the good spin of it, the mirror flip of karmic justice, of realising your karma, depends where you are, whether it's Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, okay, that you are now looking, because of self-deceit, you are now looking at someone that has Aries and Capricorn in their chart. And if this is your rising sign, this is very relevant. Okay, so that's two sides of the scale. Then we have walking towards a new offer, like a new offer of love. Okay, so two sides of the scale, which is fighting off of the competition, or walking towards someone that could be rushing in, that could be an air sign quality, that could be basically sorting out their affairs, you know, could have combatant energy, could have some kind of battle, because it's about a battle, this one. It's about, you know, fighting, you know. So it's a fast energy, but it's travelling towards a water sign. So regardless of that, it could mean that someone has had to battle their way out of a difficult ending to now meet in the middle, which is a new love offer, and it could have Aquarius in their chart, okay? Because the Page of Wands that is below the King of Swords also represents walking away from the past to walk towards the future. So if we look at it within a cycle, it's like walking towards the future. That's a fast energy of communication, because the Knight of Swords looks at a lot of fast communication. So it goes into this kind of direction of a love offer, Knight of Cups, okay, with someone that's very grounded and stable and like an emperor. And then it goes on to because of self-deceit, because there's been a lot of karma that's been revealed and people that have just self-deceived themselves. You know, it's a cycle and a chain. A cycle and a chain. Okay, so let's just have a quick look. So if we look at that, so that could be representing, like, on a bad side of the scale, someone else around you is celebrating with someone else, and they're still going through their karma and they're still caught in a three-party triangle. Or it means on the good end, because karma's been dealt and people are now moving forward, depending on what happens in December, that now you are actually probably reuniting with your true person. Okay, depending on what other cards there are. But there's been a lot of healing. Okay, someone could be tending to you and healing you. Okay, helping you heal, or you're helping heal one another. Okay, from traumatic experience, trying to help each other. And Taurus could be involved in the Taurus, could lead to marriage or a commitment or anything like that. Okay, so let's just have a quick look. So I just want to have a look at the Knight of Swords. What's the Knight of Swords about? Knight of Swords. Because I'm picking up on so many different stories at the minute that I'm trying not to confuse everybody. Nine of Swords. So if it's resonating with you, Scorpio, please let me know. Nine of Swords, that wants to come up. Yeah. So it's basically saying that someone is now, so the good spin is that someone is now tempered their energy of fighting with anyone else. They've fucking had enough. They've said, fuck it. All your offers have been nothing but fox piss, and I'm tipping all that away, literally. And I am now becoming more open to receive. I'm becoming more relaxed. You know, I have my heart chakra open, and I have poured away my past of my own toxic behaviour. You know, could be drinking maybe, but it doesn't really look that way. It's just because he's not like selfish under this card. He's now becoming more relaxed, you know. It's kind of just tipping away the emotions of the past. So it's tipping away mental thought, because this also represents fast mental confusion of fast action of people. And this also represents on the opposite side of the scale, when it's kind of in the other right away, that this represents being stuck emotionally. So this basically tells me that because this card is here, that clarifying this, that the mental kind of parts of the brain are now becoming more stable, and you are now becoming more wise, influential, and your emotions are now, because your emotions cause the mental parts of your mind that manifests so above, so below. If we panic and we worry mentally, it causes our feelings to become very defensive and stuck, and then it creates a cycle and chain of your head and your heart, your head over your heart, which makes a head over heart decision. Okay, but you don't need to do that, because this is clarifying that that's not really happening anymore, and there's more relaxation within this. So that's great. So we'll leave that now. Okay, so that it was and is your moment after that's happened within November. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into your reading for December. So I'll catch you in a sec. Peace. Okay, Scorpio, so let's do this. Wow. 10 of Cups and Leo could have been involved. The cards are trying to come out. The Wheel of Fortune tried to come out. Okay, this is difficult for me to kind of do, because this is my rising sign, and I know my situation and the person that I've met that I can't stop thinking about. So, but anyway, let's crack on. I'm trying to concentrate. So let's see. So we've got the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands. So someone can be continuing to carry a burden, because this is See, this is so, because this is an ending, a 10, so it means basically dropping it. That kind of also does too. So this card can never really be explained properly without clarification, because it's either still carrying it or it's a 10 because it's an ending of where things have got that bad, you're like, fuck it, Sid, I'm off, bruv. You know. And I keep seeing a lot of red. I keep noticing the guys in red. Could be doing varies because, you know, fire, which is the wands. Could be to do with an Aries in their chart somewhere, feeling very combative because of one maybe, or see, this is two. This is either play fighting, okay, play fighting and fighting. So it depends on which side of the scale you are, Sun, Moon or Rising. This can either mean physical violence, literally fighting and violence, or it can mean play fighting, or it can mean inner conflict, or it can mean combating between other people, or it can just mean flirting, play fighting, you know, that kind of thing. It really does depend. It depends on Sun, Moon and Risings, you know, too. And it depends on whether it's your internal conflict or someone else's too. It can be someone else carrying the burden, or you are, Scorpio, you know. Wow, 7 of Cups again, 7 of Cups. Karmic illusion, or coming out of karmic illusion, dropping a burden. Literally said, Sid, you know what, fuck it, I'm off. You've now met someone else, and you are now doing what I've kind of said, and you now have the right option. You are now looking at the right option, because the middle one is standing out. Some of that Scorpio for December. Could be involving a Taurus, a Hierophant, or it could mean marriages, commitments, firm, because that's karmic law, and that is also karmic law too. So this is kind of telling me at the moment that there's been a lot of release. It can mean two things. It could, because this is higher power and very strong energy because it's Taurus, okay, which is one of the most fixed signs there is, I think. Well, because it means grounded and stable, so it means committed. So it can mean that you have a very strong connection with another option of like someone else that you've met. You've now picked the right option, and there's very strong connection there. Or it can mean, on the bad side, that you are still lost in illusion, or someone is, and there's a very karmic connection between you and 2, 3, 4 other people, because there's 5 in this card that is fighting with one another. 5 people are combating against one another. Okay, so depending on the scale, depending on what is clarified to, okay, because that can mean continuing to carry the burden, continuing to fight with loads of other people and being combative, and you are completely lost in karmic illusion. Okay, completely lost in karmic illusion and fighting and battling and carrying a burden, and you are very much committed in it because someone else may be in a commitment with a Taurus, okay, or a Scorpio, or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but this kind of normally represents Scorpio to me, or fire signs. So it really does depend. So what else have we got for Scorpio for December? Scorpio for December. Scorpio for December. Wow. Hi, Gemini. Okay. Ace of Cups. I'll see it, say it, I have to say it and see it. So someone could have a life path number of 8, 7 and the Ace of Cups there would have been 8. Let's see what else. Let's get the rest of the cards out. 2 more cards, please, Spirit. 2 more cards for Scorpio for December. Flip over. Yep. Wow, Ace of Pentacles. An ending has definitely happened, and a new beginning, because I see the 10 of Swords, 10, 10, and then an Ace in the beginning. So there's definitely been endings of old, beginnings of new, or continuing on the same path. 1 more card, please, for Scorpio for December.
So I'll try and represent this to people that are still caught in the same game, the blame game, and I'll try and represent it to people that are finding new people and they've released a lot of their karma because there's a new offer coming out of the dark, out of karmic illusion, and a new offer is created. Okay? Yeah, Six of Cups. New offer being made towards, and we have seeking seclusion of Virgo. Wow, new passionate offer too. Okay, so what it's telling me at the moment, Scorpio, is that, so this can be self-deceit, this can be mind games, straight up mind games, manipulation, spying, watching two other people. You see, in that deck it's different, but these two other people are kind of like, this one's trying to be the victor and just plays games with themselves. They just play mind games and manipulation, and they continue and continue and continue to make this 10, another 10 and another 10 and another 10, and it just doesn't end because they do it to themselves. You do it to yourself. So you end up being very combative, very offensive, physical violence. It causes more karma, more illusion, staying, you know, in the dark. You leave yourself out in the dark, in the cold, you know, which is also the Hermit. Depression, major depression, okay? Very committed still towards learning and growing, very much. Options, decisions, that also means that. Karmic law, decision, okay? Because of self-deceit, self-worth, self-deceit, you know, love is just a feeling until you find your true one. So this can be on the negative end, that you're just not really finding your true self, because of combative energy, feeling defensive and stuck, okay? And that there are no new offers going out because you're still concerned about an old reflection of an old soulmate, okay? So, on the good end, depending on your sun, moon or rises, or where you are within your karma, because we've had this card twice, okay? So it means that you are literally dropped a burden yourself, you are now play fighting. So I'm trying to overspeak because there's a lot of commotion going on. But, excuse me, the Five of Wands can just mean play fighting, you know, becoming... Okay, Scorpio, I really do hope that I remembered to cut that bit out. There was just a load of commotion that I really didn't want to get involved with. And it caused that. So, okay, so where was I? I really hope that I cut that bit out. But, okay, so on the good spin, I think we was at the good spin, okay, that can just mean like play fighting, kind of flirting behaviour, communication, fiery and passionate communication, because the Wands, fire and passionate communication. You know, there's been a hell of a lot of work that's been done karmically, and you have literally, you know, basically receiving your rewards now, because what it is below that is a reward. So above, so below. Okay, manifesting, so above, so below, which is a brand new love offer of something extremely stable and committed. Like, this is like a major card because it's an ace. It's a great opportunity of a new direction, of complete new direction altogether. And it's pointed towards the Six of Cups, which is a new reflection of a brand new soulmate, like soulmate love, true soulmate love. That is below the Hierophant, which means it can be... Well, okay. So it can mean it can lead to marriage, and it can mean that it's a very, very, very strong new soulmate connection that you have with someone. And it can lead to marriage, a partnership, not a situationship, but a partnership. Okay? A partnership with a brand new soulmate that's very grounded and very stable. And it could be a Gemini. Sun, moon or rising. Right? Sun, moon or rising. Okay? Sorry, Scorpio, but I'm just, yeah, I've met a Gemini. And I have a Gemini moon. So 2-2 on the clock. 2-2. 0202. So that's two sets of the spin. Okay? Now, because this is the overall energy, this means that there's been a lot of inner reflection, because this is seeking seclusion of yourself. It can mean isolation. It can mean that I am coming out of isolation because of so much traumatic past, or you are still literally in the dark because of the bad spin, okay? Or the good spin means that you've done a hell of a lot of inner reflection, and it may have took some time of isolation for you to find that, because sometimes isolation is good for you to gather your bearings, for you to heal, because this is also a very healing card because it's self-reflective, okay, of Virgo, okay. But it doesn't matter if you have Virgo in your chart or not. It could be because of a Virgo, or a Virgo in their chart, or you have Virgo in your chart, because it's the overall energy. But as the overall energy, it just means seeking guidance and wisdom. So you could be seeking guidance literally to someone to help bring you out of the cold, and you're listening to a healer, because this is a healing card, a spiritual healer, psychic medium, or a tarot card reader. Or you have literally been listening to yourself or something, or you have been seeking seclusion, or major depression. You know, there's so many different meanings of this card, because it's the light and the dark. It's the perpetuation of karmic illusion, of where we follow a guiding light in order to bring ourselves into clarity, where we have great, strong commitments of a new soulmate here, right? So it can mean different things, and it leads to a very passionate too, another opportunity, ace and ace, passion, okay, fire, action, you know, action changes things, you know, action changes time, 4 and o'clock. Action changes things, action changes time, you know. Time is also the 7, okay. Karmic law of time, of 7, of the 7 deadly sins, the 7 wonders of the world, and the 7 chakras that run through our body. Healing, general healing, okay. So it leads to opportunity, a great opportunity to go in a new direction, okay, towards, well, just like Gemini just means reflection of just something brand new. You know, what's that? Oh God, what's that? Brand new. Oh, what's his name? That's going to be your song. You make me feel brand new. La, 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 la. What's that? What is that song? What's his name? He's got ginger hair. I'll find that song for you. That'll be in the description. Because you make me feel brand new. Okay, that's what song I'm hearing. So let's have a look at the 7 of Cups. Can you give me more insight into the 7 of Cups, please, Spirit? More insight into the 7 of Cups. The Moon. So, Vedic astrology, okay, relates to other parts of the world, which is the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon. The sun and the moon. The dark side of the moon, basically. It's the dark side of time. Time is only illusion. Same as that. It's, you know, it's karmic law. It means different parts of ending world cycles, literally. So it's the dark side of the moon, of where the moon and the sun reflect at different times, different time zones of the world, literally. So that's why it represents to ending worldwide cycles. So it's the dark side of the moon. So it's coming into the light from out of the dark of what's depicted within here is what I'm picking up. And it's the sun and the moon, basically, because the 7 can represent that, because that's Vedic astrology, different parts of the sun and the moon, and when it fluctuates around the world of different time zones. So it means to me that ending complete and utter karmic illusion, because this means karmic illusion of things that are hidden too. So you've basically, on the good spin, that you've now met a new soulmate, new energy, because of karmic illusion, and you're now not in your emotions and your feelings of what we had behind the other side of the veil of the becoming unstuck. Okay, the 4 of Cups was it? Okay, and then you have this card. So it means reflection, inner work, inner reflection, 6 of Cups, inner reflection, 7 of Cups, inner reflection, Gemini the Lovers. Okay, so loads of great work, Scorpio, literally, depending on who's watching, what side of the scale you're on. Okay, but on the bad spin, on the bad spin, depending on who and what, if you're still carrying a burden and you're still playing mind games with yourself and other people, and you've got physical, mental violence or inner conflict and confusion and illusion, the ego keeps the pride alive. Number 7, 7 deadly sins. Okay, very still committed into it, still playing the same games, could be involving a Gemini, Sun, Moon or Rising in some kind of pattern or formation, okay, because things are still hidden. I mean, this could have to do with a Virgo in their chart, with a Taurus in their chart, with Aquarius that we had in their chart, with Aries or Leo did we have? Just anybody in general, really. So it depends, you know, it depends on what side of the moon, the dark side of the moon you're on. If you're still on the dark side of yourself, then you're very much lost in confusion and you might as well piss off, you know, because, wow, we still have that card. That's a card again of what we had on the other side of the veil. So someone is completely and utterly stuck, fixed, stuck in their own way, stubborn, playing mind games with themselves and lost in purgatory. Lost in purgatory, lost in space. Lost in space, you know. Karmic illusion, believes in fucking Cinderella, three big bad wolves, one lump or two, all that kind of business, kind of, you know, depends, because we had the free of celebrating the fact that I must be fucking stupid in order to keep letting people walk all over me like a fucking carpet, you know. Depends if you want to be a rug and a sheep. If you're still a sheep, you end up getting bit, you know. You get, well, depends, so it depends. Scorpio, because there's a lot of fucking manipulation. You know, piss off and play it with yourself. Because you will be playing with yourself, literally, after time. Time after time. So let's have a look. So what's the Five of Swords? I need to look at the Five of Swords. Five of Swords. What's the Five of Swords for? Five of Swords. Five of Swords. The Fool. Broadening your spectrums, taking a brand new world cycle, looking broadly out into another direction, taking that one wand and probably ramming it up someone's chocolate hole and saying, fuck it, I'm out, bruv. Fuck it, I'm out, bruv. I'm literally taking my own direction and I'll go wherever I like. Can be across the waters, across seas, across the border. I am literally packing up my shit and off a pop, you know, because of mind games, manipulation and too much stress, too much worry, too much burden and all that kind of stuff, you know. So taking a new direction, literally, because that's walking towards that. That is walking towards this way, looking this way, of looking across seas, world cycles, communication, travel, also communication, travel, okay. On the bad spin, the Fool can talk about being foolish, very foolish. Foolish by keep playing the same game with yourself, you know, playing, like I said, playing with yourself, probably literally, you know, playing with yourself and getting nowhere in life because it's just the same thing. It's 6, 5, and no, it's not. It's 5 and 0. It just means you're just playing a game with probably five people, and continuing to do it because you're foolish. You know, just really just depend. Sorry, Scorpio. It just depends. It can be them. It can be you. It can be mirrored. It can be them. It can be you. It you know, it really doesn't matter. But 11:11 on the clock. Time seems to be really relevant in my readings at the moment. Every time I look at the thing. So it depends on what scale you're on. If you're still carrying a burden or you're not, and you've dropped it and you've released and you've moved on, things, because you can't hide things from people, Scorpio. You can't hide things because you only hide suppression of your feelings and your thoughts, of what's impacted within the five of cups. Okay. When you hide things from people, you're hiding it from yourself, so you can't release yourself from your karma. Karma is about you. It's about what we come here to do. We come here to experience pain so we can reflect on the good things that we have within people, generally. So we have to release our past and let it go to move forward in new directions. Okay. So because that's mind games and manipulation and self-deceit of what we had within the seven behind the veil, too much karmic illusion, and you just play games, cycles, patterns that you've got fucking no idea how to get out the dark, because you only just says, well, you just do it to yourself. So that's also part of your song, which is Radiohead, Just. You find karmic justice if you keep doing it to yourself. If you don't, you get karmic reward. The moon, the sun, karmic reward, or dharma, karma or dharma. Karma or dharma. So it depends where you are. Could be involving a Pisces. Feeling stuck against one, or one was feeling stuck, or one is feeling stuck, or one is helping you become unstuck. But it could be to do with a Pisces. Or we've got a water sign in general. Okay. So I was kind of looking at that, and that just popped out. Which is the Queen of Pentacles, which is someone that wants something extremely grounded and nurturing. It's kind of looking into a pentacle, which is like, you know, this is what I want. I want something that is completely grounded, because I have dealt with so much karma. I've released my past, because that's also passing card. Passing of past life karma, past life soulmate experience. You know, I've released a lot. I am now not hiding anything about myself because of communication. They both talk about communication. Both of those cards, all of these cards really, that definitely does. Okay, and I now want something completely grounded and stable, like TAURUS, or a commitment, basically, like something that is completely committed, like a relationship, a marriage. A relationship that leads into marriage, or just a complete and utter something that's grounded and stable, you know, nurturing, caring, you, them, both. Mirrors, reflects itself, because it's the moon, it's reflection of the moon, you know, and it's reflection of karma, reflection. Okay, so it depends on which scale you're on, and we also have the moon. New moon, I forget what that is because I haven't caught my astrology, so I do apologise, but we do have a new moon cycle, right? So let's have a look at the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is a major arcana. The Hierophant, what's the Hierophant here for, please, Spirit? The Hierophant, please tell me more about the Hierophant. I hope this audio is okay. Some people keep saying you can't hear it. Some people are fine with it, so please let me know. Please tell me about the Hierophant. Justice. Wow. So that talks about karmic justice, and that talks about karmic law and justice too. So could have been involving a Libra in some form or fashion. Could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Could be firmly committed within polygamy, or God, because that can talk about polygamy within marriages, you know, that, because these are both extreme powerful cards, because this is karmic law of balance and structure, and so is this. So this could have a lot to do with, wow, you know, courts of law, children, people in relationships, polygamy, marriages that are going against the grain of the system itself, literally going against the grain of the system itself, literally. And it's so much karmic illusion that it's just a cycle of fucking doom, of death. It's just fucked, basically, right? So on the good spin, because of so much great work and karmic illusion, you now find your justice, yourself, you know, you find just yourself. You know, you can only find yourself and pick yourself up off the floor, like is represented in the song Just by Radiohead. He only lays there himself, and everyone decides to join because he follows a protocol of time, of like the Matrix and what people believe to be true, because it's karmic illusion. They just follow a protocol of what he was doing. So they had a choice to do that themselves when he spoke it. Okay, so basically, on the good end of the scale, because of things hidden and everything else, and because of release of karma, and you've realised many things about karmic illusion and feelings and emotions and things that are hidden, that it just doesn't fucking matter anymore, because you've found yourself. You have found yourself. You found your twin flame and your soulmate, because that's the Lovers and the Six of Cups, which means soulmate, and also the Hierophant. And also justice means that you get your now just reward. Other people on the other end of the scale other end of the scale get their karma, and you on the good end of the scale, depending on where you are, get your dharma. Dharma of justice, which is a brand new commitment with a new soulmate that can lead to marriage. Okay? And it could be involving an Aquarius somewhere in their chart too. Okay? But it also represents as an overall energy of something that's stripped down bare, you know, because we had Aquarius in the other part, right? Was it, if I can remember? But this is just like Adam, Eve and Lilith have gone right back to the edges of time itself, you know, illusion. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stars, 8 stars. The 8th chakra is universal energy. You know, it releases karma. It makes us become more where we don't need to hide things about ourselves because we're basically naked, you know, naked of like, this is me, and this is you. It's reflected within Gemini too. Which one's pink? Seems to be coming up. Which one's pink? Which one's true and honest? Because that means truth and honest. They're both pink. They're all pink. It just means truth, honesty, love, connection, true connection, wish fulfillment. Wish upon a star, you know. And what do you get? It comes back down as Gemini, as the lovers. Wish fulfillment of something grounded and stable, of what we had within the Queen of Pentacles, you know. So someone, it's a cycle. Someone's continuing to play it and they've got loads of work to do, and then balance of Libra or justice, basically balanced, okay, balanced scales, balanced, okay, which it means that someone's going to receive their karma of what they've continued to do themselves, and then someone on the other end of the scale is going to receive their dharma of a reward of a brand new committed soulmate relationship, the true one, okay. So, wow, I think I've covered majority of that. There's really not much more to cover. Okay, I don't need to clarify that because that's just overall that. So, any Scorpio, it depends on where you are and whether this is in your sun, moon, or rising. Okay, or theirs. But I really do wish you well. I hope you have a really good Christmas. If I don't get around to making any more, but I should do. I'm trying to do some weeklies or, you know, bi-weeklies because we've still got a few days left of November. So, but there's loads of things that you can follow in the description to follow me on Instagram, Becoming the Change, all that kind of stuff. Your songs will be in the description too for you to follow, but please also watch the subliminal messages in the videos. I know that there will be some prominent ones there for people and that they do communicate with that. It's how I communicate with the world of universal energy. So there's some of them are very important for you to watch. Okay. Also, if you wish to donate, it would really help me out if this has helped you out in any way, shape or form to help you reveal what people don't like to know. If it hurts, if it really hurts, that is the advice. Truth is the hardest thing for people to actually hear. If it really hurts you and you project out blame and hate me or someone else, it's because you're blind and that you don't want to know the truth yet, or you do. That's because you may be lost, okay? But hopefully this has helped you in some way because I'm telling people the truth, as many stories as I can. So please, if you wish to leave a donation, I would be very much grateful. Okay, sorry, but I'll keep your information. But there's loads of things for you to follow, and I will hopefully catch you sometime in December. Okay? Okay, Scorpio. Cheers. Peace. Bye.